2023-7114 ethics discussion. Hi, my name is Lisa York, and I work in HCO, and I'll be your MC during today's call. I have on today with me is Raina Foreman and Susan Hart, who will be backing me up in case I get disconnected from the session. I also have on the line my facilitators, who will be leading the ethics discussion, which is Becky McKellen and Lucy Papanastiso. I also have on with us our NTU representative, Deborah Newell, and she will be leading the Q&A session at the end for the bargaining unit employees. I've already sent a copy of today's presentation in an email to you earlier today. If you did not get that email, let me know by sending me an email and I'll make sure you get a copy of that. But you should have one in your inbox. I want to first go over a few things with you. You need to know these meetings are mandatory for all employees, including all bargaining unit and non-bargaining unit employees and their managers. Because this is a 7114 discussion, we have invited NTU to join our call. Participants should attend the whole session. We will capture attendance by using the Teams attendance report. To save on bandwidth during this time, we have disabled everyone's camera and the chat box. Because we've disabled the chat box, you will need to raise your hand if you have any questions. For those of you that have called in just through the phone line, we will give you an opportunity to ask your questions. We also ask that when completing your SATR input that you record this time under 990-85241, unless your business unit has told you a different code to use. Once this event is over, please let your manager know that you attended and the date that you attended it. Managers will have access to a SharePoint site, a 7114 attendance record site, that they can use to verify your attendance. This site is only for managers use only due to PII information. Before I go any further, I see that I do have a question. Go ahead, caller 1 and come off mute.
My question is, last year when I took the class and it didn't get registered, so I had to redo it. So what can I do that my name shows up that I have taken the class?
For this session, if you've already attended, you don't have to attend again.
No, it was last year. I attended it and it didn't get registered. Then I had to do it again in December because my name didn't show up.
Oh, I don't know. I'm sorry, I did not coordinate those last year. But we are not, just so everybody knows, we're not giving anybody ITM credit for this. As long as you're here, you will get on that attendance report, and those will be shared with the managers. So okay. You should be okay. Sure.
I should be okay. Thank you. That's all I need.
You're welcome.
Okay.
So, is there any attendance call that, or automatically you guys will be taking the name?
It is, the system actually gives me a list.
Okay.
After everyone logs off, we get a list.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions? Okay. If you called in just by the phone and not actually signed in to Teams, please send me your name at lisa.c.york.irs.gov and let me know you attended. That's the one thing that's not on the reports. It's just a phone number, and I don't know who that name belongs to. So be sure to email me your name after this is over and let me know you attended via phone. Any other questions? I'm so sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry, you said you sent an email out. I missed what you said the email was supposed to contain, and I don't see anything from you. So figured I'd.
No, that's okay. It is supposed to have the presentation a copy of the
Gotcha.
presentation. If you did not get that, then send me an email letting me know you didn't get it, and I will be sure to forward that to you.
I had already read it. I'm sorry, so I missed. I do have it. I'm sorry.
No worries at all. No worries. Lindsay, you have a question.
Hello, just wondering how long the presentation is for Center.
We have allotted an hour. It usually does not take that long.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Any other questions? And anyone that's on the
Yes,
phone,
hi.
Go ahead.
I had my hand up, but I guess it wasn't registered. Is this course different from the mandatory ethics overview briefing assigned in ITM?
Yes, it is. Both
Okay,
are.
thank you.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Sorry about that, Andrew. Sometimes we have so many people on the line, it doesn't show up for me.
Not a problem. Thank you much.
Anything else before I go on? Okay, well, I wanted to go over our objectives for this session. And basically, it's to familiarize you with the 14 principles of ethical conduct and know where to get additional information. So now we're going to watch a short video that's going to go over these 14 principles. And then once it's over, we will have our discussion.
Now let's discuss the 14 principles of ethical conduct. 1. Public service is a public trust, requiring employees to place loyalty to the Constitution, the laws, and ethical principles above private gain. 2. Employees shall not hold financial interests that conflict with the conscientious performance of duty. 3. Employees shall not engage in financial transactions using non-public government information or allow the improper use of such information to further any private interest. 4. An employee shall not, except as permitted by 5 CFR Part 2635, Subpart B, solicit or accept any gift or other item of monetary value from any person or entity seeking official action from, doing business with, or conducting activities regulated by the employee's agency, whose interests may be substantially affected by the performance or non-performance of the employee's duties. 5. Employees shall put forth honest effort in the performance of their duties. 6. Employees shall not knowingly make unauthorized commitments or promises of any kind purporting to bind the government. 7. Employees shall not use public office for private gain. 8. Employees shall act impartially and not give preferential treatment to any private organization or individual. 9. Employees shall protect and conserve federal property and shall not use it for other than authorized activities. 10. Employees shall not engage in outside employment or activities including seeking or negotiating for employment that conflict with the official government duties and responsibilities. 11. Employees shall disclose waste, fraud, and abuse and corruption to the appropriate authorities. 12. Employees shall satisfy in good faith their obligations as citizens, including all financial obligations that are imposed by law. 13. Employees shall adhere to all laws and regulations that provide equal opportunity for all Americans, regardless of race, color, religion, sex, national origin, age, or handicap. 14. Employees shall endeavor to avoid any actions creating the appearance of violating the law or the Office of Government Ethics, OGE, standards of ethical conduct. Whether particular circumstances create an appearance that the law or the standards have been violated shall be determined from the perspective of a reasonable person with knowledge of the relevant facts. This concludes the presentation. Your Q&A session may begin shortly.
I hope you guys enjoyed that. I'm going to turn it over to our two facilitators, Becky and Lucy, to take any questions you might have. Becky?
Hi, this is Becky McClellan. I'm one of the managers in HCO's IT Academy. Open up for any questions. Just go ahead and raise your hand and we'll answer in the order. Thank you. Lisa, you need to get one of those Jeopardy. Tick, 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 tick. All right, I see one hand up. I'm going to have to apologize and not butcher your name. But I am curious what is it? What your name is, how you say it, how you pronounce it.
I'm Saujanya. I'm from ADDIO domain. So not related to the content, but I have a question about this, the training itself. There is another ethics training on ITM, which was listed as mandatory, and I completed it. So what's the difference between that and this?
Lisa, do you want me to answer or do you want to answer?
You can go right ahead.
Okay. So the ethics briefing that's mandatory, that's one of the mandatory briefings, is your self-directed training on, and then this is the availability to go over the 14 ethical principles and be able to ask any questions and give that one-on-one contact that you may need.
Okay. Thank you so much.
It's kind of a follow-up to it.
Okay. That helps. Thanks.
Okay, and I have the next person up. I'm going to have to get better at sending out names, I think.
Hi.
Christy.
My name is.
Oh, Christy. Okay, sorry. I thought.
No, I'm Christy. I don't know who else is speaking.
Okay, so it's no coma.
Sorry.
No, we have a
I think I'm
telephone
number
caller.
2.
She's a
I'm
telephone
number one.
caller.
Okay, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
So-
somebody on the telephone.
Go ahead.
Yeah, you have somebody on the telephone. Let's start with them and then move to Christy. Okay.
Okay. Go ahead on the call on the phone.
Oh, okay. Sorry. This is Samson.
Yes.
Give me just 1 second. Sorry, I'm calling through an interpreter.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm deaf, calling through an interpreter, and I'm using the captioning right now as we went through the presentation, but my boss is wanting to know, once this ends, if I could, join the class.
Not sure what you mean by join the class. This is the presentation of it.
Well, so I'm online, joined both in Teams. I'm using captioning and I'm using an interpreter to ask the question right now. And
Right.
I'm wondering, how will my boss know that I've attended this presentation?
Okay. And what Lisa had mentioned at the beginning is please just email your boss, letting them know that you've attended. We are not taking or recording completion or attendance in it, but we do have a spreadsheet to track that managers can look at and refer to from the attendance.
This is
Lisa,
Lisa.
do you want to add anything? Okay.
Yes, please. Go ahead and just email at lisa.c.york and let me know that you are here, and I'll make sure your name is on that list.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. I will do so.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, now we can go to Christy. Christy.
Hi.
Oh, sorry.
My question is, I was selected for a drug trial, which is paid. Currently, I haven't received any income from it, and I'd only been screened, but is that considered outside employment?
Ooh, I think that's going to be one that I'm going to have to refer to legal, but my initial gut, I'm not even going to guess. Honestly, I'm not even going to guess. I don't know. I'm sorry. We'll have to write that down
that's okay.
and refer that to get that answer. But I have not heard that before as being something that we would need to, that we've been asked. So I just don't know.
Okay, all right.
So.
Yeah, it's just they compensate you for your time. It's not like I'm getting thousands of dollars, but okay.
Yeah. And in general, what we usually say, if you're ever really in doubt and you can't get an answer, it doesn't hurt to put in the request. It's a quick process, and your manager can approve it, and then you're covered. But I know, like if you go to court duty, you don't, and they pay you for the parking. That doesn't have to be, that's not a second job. That's not an outside employment.
Really?
But we will definitely take Raina and Susan will take down that question and we'll put it in there and make sure that it gets addressed if it's not already in the FAQs.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. But like I said, if in doubt, just put the paperwork in if you're real worried about it. Simple. All right. We have more questions. Okay. I think the next one up is Carlos.
Good afternoon. This is Carlos.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Carlos.
Yes, it's referred to number 10, which is almost the same thing that the lady was talking about outside employment.
Mm-hmm.
If I have an employee that I approve already outside employment, and for whatever reason that employment is interfering with his duties, the IRS, such as not showing up for certain mandatory meetings and other things, is there a process that I can go to and learn about and give to my employees so I can make sure that they know what the rules are and all that?
Yeah, but I believe the iManage site has information on dealing with outside employment and includes that information, but I'd have to verify that.
Okay, I will check there.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, ma'am.
Uh-huh.
Hugo?
Yeah. Thank you.
Hugo, you're up.
Oh, yes. A while back, I worked in compliance, and that was in examination of tax returns. And I did go for jury duty, and this was a drug trial, but it had only to do with the arrest and so on, but it had nothing to do with taxes. So I think that as long as the court case has nothing to do with income taxes, we cannot make any comments or make any, any decisions in part of the IRS. But, as a person, as a citizen, by law, we are required to report for jury duty. And if it's selected, then we are selected.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah. We definitely encourage, and there is a timekeeping code for encouraging involvement in your civic duties, completion of civic duties like jury duty. Absolutely. And the only time, we leave it up to the law, to the court cases and everything to decide whether there's a conflict from the standpoint of if you're called for jury duty in a case that's not, specific to the IRS. If it's an IRS case, well, then there's a whole different procedure that would be involved in that.
That'd be correct.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That was all I had. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. All right. Thank you.
Tony, you're next.
Hello. I have completed the ethics briefings in ITM, and it didn't give me credit for it. And this has happened in the past. I just need to know who to contact to get it taken care of. Luckily, I took a screenshot of my showing that it was completed, but that still doesn't help get it off my learning plan.
I believe there is an FAQ on that on the website, on the ITM site. There, if you look for underneath it, I think it's problems or troubleshooting, and then they have an FAQ telling you what to do. And there's a form that you can have filled out to get the completion done.
Okay, thank you.
Tanya, if you need some other further assistance, I can send me an email and we can talk afterward, and I can get you to the right person.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
Next in the queue is Lisa.
Okay, so I have a question. So is this training over? Like, is it just a question and answer now, or are you going to go over many slides after this?
We're only on page 7, so.
Yeah, there's a few more slides, but not
Okay.
a lot.
The one question that I have is like like if you're taking any course, right? Is there anything that you need to report to your manager? It's not a paid, or I mean, nothing paid or anything, but like if you're studying on your own, is there anything that you need to report to your manager?
Not totally sure I'm following your question. From the standpoint of taking training online during work hours, is that what you're asking me?
No, when you're in personal time, like, or any courses that you are taking, or any course taking in your personal time. It's a personal time, but is there anything that you need to report to your manager?
As if you're not using IRS equipment, you're not in the IRS environment, then that's your time to be able to better yourself and pursue your academic studies.
Thank you.
All right, Navit. And I'm sorry if I pronounced your name wrong. I'm so sorry. Go ahead.
No worries. I go by Neetu. I have a question mainly for Lisa. Lisa, I joined this ethics discussion afterwards. I wasn't able to enroll it through ITM because I have that exception. So should I just send you that email just to make sure I'm on that list for my manager?
No, I've got you down. If you're in here, it's just so everyone knows. Once everybody logs off, the system actually sends me an email and lets me know exactly who was in the call. So you are good to go.
Okay, just wanted to make sure that I'm
that's good question.
Right, thank you.
Abram, you are up. I may be pronouncing your name wrong. APARNA. Did you have a question?
Hello. Well,
There you go. Yes,
here you go. Yeah, I have outside employment question. I suppose you join a company, let's say Pamper Chef, but you're not doing actually business. You just join to get like discount products. What is the procedure for that? Because you're actually not making any profits because you're using your own money, but you're just getting a discounted products.
Right. I believe you still should be completing a form, letting the note that is there, and then the management can make that determination and document that there's no conflict and that you were approved to work.
Okay.
Because hopefully you actually do get a profit, and even a discount is an advantage to you.
Yeah, no, it's just that spending your own money to buy product, but they're not discounted. That's it. So you're not really making any profit,
Right, but that's not what it is. Even if there are many years ago, I volunteered at the public library, and I did do my outside employment for that, so that it was documented that there was no conflict. So I would encourage you to do that, and you are required to do it.
Okay, thank you.
Service, you're up.
Hi there. So I want to tell that to my manager that I attended the training, the ethics one, and a couple of months back I got this ethics training in the ITM, and I did that. So I need to show this one, and I need to, and another training, it came up in the ITM again. I did it a couple of months back, and again I'm seeing the ethics training in the ITM also. So which one, this one and that one also I need to do it, or what exactly, how to show to my manager that I have done finished it?
Okay, so let me ask you a question. Are you a newer employee with the IRS?
No.
No, okay. So I was just wondering if you got assigned twice because of that, because there is a yearly requirement for taking the ethics briefing online, as well as, and then, the ethics training, and then there is a requirement to attend one of these ethics sessions. So there's two parts to the requirement for ethics training. There's this, which is where you can ask the questions and you get, like I said earlier, able to talk to a manager and get some information and get your questions answered. And then there's the other, the required training in ITM.
Okay. In the ITM, it has given the mandatory training, and it's showing 9/29 the end date, the due date.
Right. That's what's assigned to everybody starting in I think it's the first Monday in July, gets assigned to everybody in the IRS every year.
Okay, and this one also counts, right? This one also we need to do it, whatever we are attending right now.
Exactly. It's a separate requirement that also has to happen once a year.
Okay. Thank you.
Tamka, you're up. Tamka, you are up. If you want to come off mute, you're welcome to talk.
So I got it. Like, I have to do the current whatever I'm attending it, and as well as the ITM training. So I've attended it. I don't know why it showed up again, but I'm fine with doing again that one too. Okay. Thank you.
And if you have a question about, you think something's in your plan that shouldn't be in their plan, you can always talk to your training contact or your manager, and they can take a look and see if there's something that shouldn't be in there. But normally they're assigned, and it may be that you're seeing this that you registered for, so that we had your name to include you in the session. I'm just taking guesses.
So sorry, can you come again? I missed it.
If you think something's in your plan that shouldn't be in your learning plan, you can, take a look at it. You could talk to your training contact. You can put in a help desk ticket, or you can talk to your manager. A lot of times your manager will be able to look at your record and take a look and see if there's something that shouldn't be. But when you register for this class, when you registered for this, it will have shown up in your ITM. So you may have this in ITM as well as the required training. And that might be why you're seeing two.
Sorry, this one will show up as our 7114 in the ITM?
No, it will not.
Oh, Lisa, what does it show up in? Do you remember?
We're not giving credit in ITM for it.
No, but if it's in their training plan, in their learning plan, not in their learning history.
Yes. It will be a 7114 discussion.
Okay.
Tamka, you're next. If you can come off mute. If not, we'll go to caller number 2, Sinka. If you have a... Hello, how are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Cynic?
Cynic, okay. So sorry.
It's all right. Okay, so I submitted the documents necessary for outside work, and they still have yet to show up in the system. And I just hit my 90 days, and I was curious if I should be concerned.
Have you discussed with your manager? Because you need to make